All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting the party started. Always gets me pumped up. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, here we go. If you have your questions, drop them down below. Happy to take them while I'm on. Si tienen preguntas, ahí la pone abajo. Voy a empezar en inglés, pero después voy a estar en español. So, ponga sus preguntas en el momento, a la hora que ustedes quieren. Ladies and gentlemen, starting out in English today. What a crazy world we're living in. People filling up with gas, unnecessary, just crazy things happening left and right. And I'm here to deliver you today the latest in immigration, and of course, take your questions, drop them down below. Happy to do my best to get out the information that I know about what's happening in immigration. And I'm very excited to share a couple of things that are on the horizon that maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't. So let's take a look and drop your questions down below as you see fit. All right. So what we have going on right now is a new lawsuit, kind of misleading headline, right? DACA recipients launch legal battle to clear hurdles from the ultimate goal of citizenship. I mean, that's okay. Really what it is, Los Angeles Times, is that there's a group of students who applied for what's called advanced parole. So remember, DACA's back. We can apply for DACA, new initials as well. We can also apply for advanced parole. Permission to go study abroad is one of the reasons. Has to be education, humanitarian, or business related. So they filed their advanced parole, and USCIS hasn't responded. So they said, well, instead of waiting for USCIS to get back to us, we're going to hit you with the lawsuit. So they went ahead and filed, I believe it was in the Northern District of California, this lawsuit, articles from May 11th, a couple days ago. So be on the lookout. If you've applied for advanced parole and you're like, what's going on? It's taking so long to get back to me. We might get some movement as a result of this lawsuit. So stay tuned about that. All right. Now, other news that we have going on here, Biden meeting with DACA recipients to highlight immigration priorities. The second time in the history of the DACA program that DACA recipients are being invited to the White House, first time being under the Obama administration. And now Biden's doing it again to supposedly highlight the need to get the DREAM Act passed. So looking forward to this happening, to folks going up there, and describes the individuals that he'll be meeting with. So hopefully we get a lot more media push out of this. And then everybody's always asking, I know, everybody's always asking, well, what's new with the DREAM Act? What's going on? Check this out. This is an older one, a couple weeks ago, but it says Biden is open to doing immigration through reconciliation. What does that mean? So I've been saying, and most people have been saying for the longest time, if the DREAM Act is going to happen, we're going to need to get 10 folks from the Republican Party to come on over and support it. And they're going to want more negative stuff. They're going to want militarization, yada, 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 bad stuff, right? Well, this latest, and again, this is not brand new, this is a couple weeks old, but we're hearing rumors that the Biden administration will now begin talking about immigration reform from a budgetary standpoint, about the money. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. And you might be asking yourself, well, why? Shouldn't it be a human argument, a humanitarian argument that we should be putting forth? People have been here so long. The fact that I'm sick and tired of meeting with people that have been in this country for over 20 years and want the opportunity to legalize their status here, yes, that should be the main argument. But the reason they're saying let's start talking about it from a monetary perspective is because if it is related to spending, to taxation, to money, you can avoid the filibuster, which is our big problem here, and go through the reconciliation process if in the Senate it's agreed to that the issue is related to budgetary concerns. So hopefully we see that, and hopefully we also see the filibuster go away. That way we don't need to try to get 10 Republicans, because we live in a democracy and the people voted not to have more Republican representation. They voted for the Democrats. Democrats are in control. So going back to an ancient rule, some are arguing is anti-democratic because people want the will to be done, but they can't because of an archaic rule, right? So maybe you're saying to yourself, well, that can't be done. That's not possible to do any of that stuff. No way, forget about it. Well, guess what? There has been a victory involving getting Republicans over from the dark side to our side. And hello, ¿Cómo estás, Enrique? Gusto verte. And we got questions coming in. Ponga sus preguntas, ahorita voy a contestar. Right? Here's what we had in Arizona. Reina Montoya, aliento, round of applause. I think we got a machine here somewhere that goes, yeah. Big applause for the great victory that we have. Just incredible to see the work that was done. What is this about, folks? Arizona's a racist state. We know that. They decided to charge Dreamers, DACA recipients, out-of-state tuition. What just got done at the Arizona State Legislature was to pass, with Republican support in the House and the Senate, and to get onto the ballot for the next time that we vote, that Dreamers can pay in-state tuition versus out-of-state. It's huge, huge. One, it's ridiculous that we make it harder for kids to get an education, right? That part blows my mind. But now we'll have the opportunity, thanks to Aliento, thanks to Raid and everybody that was out there, to get this off the books and get students an opportunity to pursue education that's not cost prohibitive. So I look forward to that happening. All right. So that's the latest, folks, in the immigration world. I'm going to take a question and then I'm going to come back and yell some more about Biden. There's something that I'm upset about Biden. I want you to know about it. But first, let me get to some questions here. We have one here de YouTube. Hola, Estela. Gracias porque nos está viendo en YouTube. Mi hija tiene 17 años, recibió su cita para DACA la próxima semana. ¿Qué es lo que pasa? Necesita. Muchas felicidades, Estela, y a su hija también. No se preocupe. No hay nada razón de tener miedo. Lo que tiene que hacer es ir y hacer las huellas de ella nada más. Lo que ellos quieren hacer es tomar las huellas para verificar que no tiene antecedentes, no tiene cargos criminales abiertos o en el pasado. So, tiene que ir con el documento que llegó en el correo, una identificación, unos 15 minutos antes puede entrar ahí y ahí le presente, va a pasar los guardias, va a ir a tomar sus huellas y después va a salir. No hay entrevistas por DACA, es puro cita biométrico para sacar las huellas. So, ir ahí con confianza, con calma, llegar, hacer las huellas y después esperar y esperar, ojalá por una aprobación. ¿Okay? Eso es lo que va a pasar en la entrevista que ella tiene. Muchísimo suerte. Y es mi placer. Okay? Enrique says, what's up with DACA? DACA is alive and well, my friend, as we see right here with Estela's daughter. She's 17, applying for the first time. That's beautiful to see. Really warms my heart, folks. Think about it. If we didn't have DACA back, we'd have a 17-year-old young person wondering what to do with their life. right? But now we have DACA back. Now they're applying, going to get the work permit, going to get the driver's license, going to get the social, and hopefully go on to have a beautiful life and get the DREAM Act passed so they can get residency. So DACA's alive and well. Advanced parole is alive and well. A lawsuit was recently filed in order to try to get advanced parole adjudicated quicker. So we're on the lookout for that, and I'll definitely come back with another video when we have the results of that. As for the DREAM Act, there is some progress. There is some movement, right? We went over that a little bit earlier, so I'm very excited that we're hearing talks about reconciliation, doing that, not needing the Republicans. We're hearing talks of Biden meeting with DACA recipients in the Oval Office in the next few days. So we're very excited about that. So all good stuff on the DACA DREAM Act end. Very, very good stuff. And hello, Judy, gracias porque nos está viendo en YouTube. Todos mis amigos en YouTube, por favor, ponen subscribe para que podamos seguir creciendo ahí. Now to the bad part. The upset part. The I can't believe we did this part. And there's kind of a lot of advertisements here, so I'll try to make it a little bit clearer for you here. But what it says is, Biden fills immigration court with Trump hires. What? Biden fills immigration court with Trump hires. Is it one of those misleading articles? Is this title just wrong? No, it's not. Right? This is embarrassing. Now let's hear it from an adjunct professor at Georgetown Law School who used to be an immigration judge, right? Maybe old Abogado Reyes is being upset about nothing. Well, okay, let's hear from somebody else. This is a list I would have expected out of Bill Barr or Jeff Sessions, Trump. But they're not the Attorney General anymore. Elections are supposed to have consequences. How bad is it? How bad is it? Here we go. We have another professor, the credit down here, Garcia Hernandez. You should definitely follow him, always putting out great stuff on social media. And he made the chart. Thank you for this chart, Professor Garcia Hernandez. Very clearly breaks down who were Biden's first immigration judges. He had 14 opportunities to put an immigration attorney, an experienced person, someone that's compassionate, that has a heart, that knows the area of the law. 14 opportunities across the country. Each one of those judges could do maybe a couple individual hearings a day, right? Hundreds of lives, thousands of families, and they can go on to serve for years, for decades. You don't have to get Senate confirmation. You don't have to go through the congressional hearings. You just get appointed. So there was 14 people that were appointed. 50% were ex-ICE lawyers, the people that dedicate their lives to deporting our community. 5 were former prosecutors, the people that dedicate their lives to incarcerating our community. The other 2 were ex-immigration defense attorneys, but they also worked for ICE, meaning they worked to deport people first, then tried to make money, and now are immigration judges. 14 opportunities he had, and that's what he did. Absolutely ridiculous. Unexcusable. No way the Biden administration should have done this. Absolutely infuriating. Someone that's been working in immigrants' rights area as long as I have, to know that Biden had an opportunity to appoint 14 people, and he goes with folks that were vetted under the Trump administration and continues to appoint them when he could have appointed 14 new people that his administration vetted. Ridiculous, disgusting. All right. Sigue poniendo sus preguntas. Si tienen preguntas de inmigración, póngalos ya. Ya lo voy a empezar en español. If you have your questions, put them down. I'm going to go to Spanish now. but feel free to drop your questions in English as well. So, comunidad, estamos revisando el más reciente Inmigración. El primer pregunta de todos, primera pregunta que me manda en mi correo electrónico, en que mi inbox, en mis DMs, en TikTok, todo. ¿Qué está pasando con el Dream Act? El acta de sueños, ¿verdad? ¿Dónde andamos? Primero, había una demanda que puso recipientes de DACA diciendo que deben poner el advance parole más rápido. Deben dar la aprobación de salir a México. Eso estamos viendo mucho. Si tiene alguien en su familia que metió por permiso de salir del país y está tratando mucho el gobierno, hay una demanda que pusieron personas para que un juez federal obliga a hacer decisión más rápido. Voy a estar siguiendo este caso y avisando a ustedes cuando hay decisión. Ese pasó hace unos 2 días. ¿Okay? También sobre el acta de sueños, hemos escuchado que la administración de Biden está dispuesto de decir que la reforma de migración y el acta de sueños es relacionado al dinero para que nosotros podamos, en vez de buscar 10 republicanos para estar en nuestra parte, ellos lo pueden pasarlo con puro demócratas. Eso significa que ellos pueden pasar el acta de sueños o el Dream Act. Y Judy sí está hablando de eso también, que yo quería avisar a la comunidad. Es que Biden está juntando con recipientes de DACA para enfocar en sus prioridades de migración. Básicamente para decir al público, mira, aquí están las personas que pueden beneficiar del acta de sueños. Es lo que nosotros queremos. Queremos ver cosas como esas cuando estamos hablando de acta de sueños. Que él está usando su posición de poder de decirle, mira, ya tenemos que hacer eso. Y que ellos están buscando la posibilidad de hacerlo por reconciliation, eso es muy, muy bueno. Eso significa que no necesitamos los 10 republicanos, no importa que está el filibuster, de todos modos tenemos que quitar eso, porque el público ya votaron, pero desafortunadamente sí estamos todavía esperando que el Senado mueve algo. Todavía esperando que el Senado mueve algo. ¿Okay? Algo en Arizona que nos vimos, para la gente que tiene DACA, algo muy, muy positivo. Ya sabe, Arizona es muy racista. Pasó una ley que es más difícil para jóvenes tener una educación. Tienen que pagar lo que paga alguien que vive afuera del estado. Y ahorita ganaron a pasar en la legislatura aquí en Arizona, regresando a los votantes de Arizona, si los que tienen DACA, los jóvenes, los Dreamers, pueden aplicar por in-state tuition, o en vez de pagar doble, pagar lo que es una persona viviendo aquí en el país, en el estado, perdón, y eso va a ir a los votantes el siguiente elección. Excelente trabajo que hizo Aliento, Reina Montoya, José Patiño, todos ellos ahí. Deben felicitar a ellos si ustedes tienen chance. Okay? All right. We got Enrique with the question here. Let's see what we have. I was on DACA program in March 2016. I could do myself as a DREAM Act or a DACA student. Either one. If you're still eligible for DACA today, renew your DACA if you're up for renewal. If it's been longer than a year that it's expired, we got to apply new as a new DACA recipient, which means twice as much work. But nonetheless, it's still possible. So I would recommend anybody who's eligible for DACA right now to apply for DACA. Don't wait for the DREAM Act. It's politics. We hope it happens. It's looking positive. We never know what's actually going to happen. So apply for DACA or renew your DACA while continuing to advocate for the DREAM Act to get passed. All right? And let's see here. My DACA expires in April 22. When should I start applying? 6 months. 6 months is a general rule beforehand to send off the application. And January, February, March, April, -2, right? So sometime in November, I would send it off. And definitely want to get it right around that 6-month mark. we used to send them before, right? And those would get granted when we thought DACA was going to end. But the 6 month before mark, you should be safe there, Poncho, all right? So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, on the DACA news. I also wanted to complain un poco en español. Pongo sus preguntas ahí si ustedes quieren cualquier idioma que quieren, English or Spanish. Pero tengo que quejar también en español sobre lo que hizo Biden con los cortes. Puso 14 jueces Biden de inmigración que va a hacer las sesiones de nuestras familias, de nuestros amigos, con personas que Trump quería en oficina. Es cierto, es la verdad. Un profesor hizo eso, 14 jueces que puso Biden ahí, 7 eran abogados de ICE, deportando a nuestra comunidad, 5 eran fiscales, poniendo a nuestra comunidad en prisión, 2 eran abogados defensores, pero también trabajaron antes de ICE, con ICE. So, muy, muy mal de ver lo que hizo Biden sobre los jueces, algo que me enoja mucho. Una persona que tiene que ir al corte, siempre es mejor tener a alguien ahí que tiene buen corazón y conocer bien las leyes de migración, pero Biden puso personas que Trump quería poner y no tuvo que hacerlo, y no tuvo que ir con el Senado, representantes, ni nada, pero de todos modos él puso a esas personas en posiciones de poder, quizás por el resto de su vida, el tiempo que ellos quieren o la siguiente administración quiere. Okay. Estela dice, la cita de mi hija tardó 5 meses, mandamos la aplicación en diciembre. Sí, Estela, muchas personas me dijeron que tuvo que esperar tanto tiempo para recibir un recibo que recibió la aplicación de DACA, los que mandaron en diciembre. Es muy cierto, no hay nada en común con eso. El más reciente lo están haciendo más rápido. No sé qué pasó, pero los que mandamos en diciembre, enero, eran más lentos. Ya los que estamos mandando ahorita sí están progresando un poco más rápido. So, ojalá siga así. Hemos visto también, por ejemplo, la ciudadanía. Las aplicaciones de ciudadanía que antes bajo Trump duró 1 año, 14, 18 meses. Lo estamos haciendo en 3 o 4 meses. Lo está haciendo eso más rápido también. So, ojalá siga progresando, siga haciéndolo más rápido para esas entrevistas o por esas citas por sus huellas y aprobaciones. Es lo que nosotros queremos ver. Ojalá pronto recibimos esas buenas noticias del permiso de trabajo y cuando tiene eso ir por el seguro, después por la licencia, para que pueda también manejar y trabajar. ¿Okay? Ahí está, comunidad. Si tiene preguntas, póngalas ahorita. Es la información más reciente que yo tengo sobre migración y yo quería informar a la comunidad sobre esos cambios que nos estamos viendo. Cualquier cosa que ustedes necesitan, aquí estamos para servirle. Casos de migración, casos de accidentes, casos penales también. El número está abajo, 602-910-4040. Que tiene excelente tarde y nos vemos aquí pronto. Bye bye.